acronym, right? What we gonna go by for our mindset is ABG. Always be grinding. We gonna throw ABL in there. All right. Always be learning. Always be learning about money. Yo, y'all know who it is. It's your boy DoitJack, and I'm back in the mix. I'm back in action, and this is What's Your Hustle. Well, hustling is a way of life. About hustling, I'm talking how you survive life every day. Much love and respect to everybody who's been dipping into the live streams. I appreciate y'all. Your boy's back in his natural environment, and I'm getting ready to spit a little bit. All right, this is the 5 rules that you need to know as a young homie about money. You need to get these concepts early and as fast as you can. Right? Try to master these concepts. Get them into your brain. So a lot of this I learned by attending the school. I went to a school called UCS, which is the University of Common Sense. You know what I'm saying? Also, I went to UE, which is the University of Experience. So I got a little bit of knowledge. I got a master's degree in experience and common sense. All right. So this is why you should listen to this particular video. Let's go ahead and jump into it. The number one rule is money is not an asset. Now, let me just explain my reasoning for saying that money is not an asset. What is an asset? Asset is something that appreciates with value, right? It could be a hard or soft asset. A soft asset is something that you can't physically touch sometimes. Hard asset could be anything like a building, gold, something like that. All right. The reason why cash is not an asset, money, it's not an asset itself because it is something that depreciates over time. The reason why it depreciates over time is because of something called inflation. Y'all know what inflation is. Inflation just means a general rise in prices. That's all inflation is, right? So you got $100 in your bank account, right? You leave it there for a year. By the next year, your $100 might be worth about $97.50, right? Because there's usually a 2 to 3% inflation rate from year to year, right? So people who used to make $1 million 30 years ago is not the same $1 million that you would make today. All right. Actually, their $1 million 30 years ago is worth more than your $1 million today. So that's the number one rule. Just realize that money is not an asset. You can even argue that money can be a liability because of the inflation that it goes through from year to year. Right. Like I said, that general rise in prices. You know what I'm saying? A lot of y'all like Cinnamon Toast Crunch. That's my favorite cereal. You feel me? 10 years ago, Cinnamon Toast Crunch wasn't damn near $4. So I gotta pay like $3.75 for some Cinnamon Toast Crunch. It didn't cost that much 10 years ago. All right, so just that's kind of the idea there. All right, that's rule number 1. Rule number 2: pay yourself first. Right, so whatever money you get, okay, whatever job, whether you get paid weekly, whether it's bi-weekly, whatever the case is, pay yourself first. Meaning, before you pay your bills, before you go buy that sack of gas, before you go buy you a 6-pack, you know what I'm saying? Before you take out that cute chick that you've been trying to get at, when you get your money, pay yourself first. Before you pay rent, I don't give a damn. Before you put gas in your car, take some money and set it aside. Now, the recommendation, some people say 10 or 15%. Take as much as you can handle. All right, don't go by the whole typical 10 to 15%. Some people may not be able to do 10 to 15% because they got 6 or 7 kids, they got grandkids, they got a dog they got to look after. For us, most of us, we younger, we don't have as many kids as somebody who is 30 or 40 years old, right? Or 40, 50, whatever. You know what I'm saying? We just kind of getting into the groove of things. We don't have as many responsibilities, so we're able to save more. Got to take advantage of this time right now. You know what I'm saying? You're 2021. You got to take advantage right now because you may not have any kids. You may not be paying any rent yet. Save. I was living with my mom. I saved up about $20,000. I was able to reach $20,000 and I felt pretty good about that. And with that money, I was able to invest into a lot of my camera equipment, a lot into making movies and all of that type of stuff, right? So you can be able to do that same thing too. If you're in school right now, you're listening to this, pay yourself first. Numero uno. All right, let's move on. Rule number 3 is invest your money. Now, this goes without saying, right? This is kind of common sense. But let me explain something to you, right? Because of rule number one, where money is not necessarily an asset, leaving your money in a savings account is kind of actually counterproductive because of that inflation thing, right? So instead, what you want to do is have your money work for you. You feel me? Get your money doing some push-ups, you know what I'm saying? Get that thing doing some sit-ups and some jumping jacks. Get it working for you. You know what I'm saying? Make your money sweat a little bit. So what you do, you take that money, you put it into, some type of investment. I don't give a damn if it's a money market account, if it's a mutual fund, index fund, stock market. Put it into something, all right? Put it into an account that has your money working for you, that you can earn a return on. So here's the thing, right? If you invest $100 a month, okay, and I heard this earlier, it was either yesterday, I don't remember where I heard it, but if you invest $100 a month, now remember, this is a marathon, it's not a sprint, over 40 years, right, with a return of maybe somewhere around 8 to 10% interest, you're guaranteed to be a millionaire. You're literally guaranteed with the stock market, with the return that it's been having traditionally over the years, you're guaranteed to get a return on your money to become a millionaire, okay? I'm talking millionaire. I mean, it's that simple, right? It's just really that simple. The hard part is just staying consistent and keep putting money in. Now, $100, some of us are able to put in $300. Some of us might be able to put in $400 a month. Some of us might be able to put in about $5,000 a year. So it just depends on what it is that you can put into that. You take that invest. And remember, you know, I always recommend, I'm not a financial advisor. I guess I have to say that, right? I'm not a financial advisor. I recommend investing into stocks. I recommend investing into mutual funds and index funds, right? So Vanguard, you know, I have a Vanguard account. I invest in the S&P 500 index. The Vanguard 500 index is actually what it's called. And I get a pretty good return from that. All right, so I think I've made so far overall, I've been investing that since 2016. I think I'm at about 9.1% the last time I checked, right? Pretty damn good. I want 17%, whatever. We all got wishes, dreams and stuff, right? So, you know, I'm gonna aim for that 17% probably in my stock market account. Now, a lot of people will tell you don't invest into single stocks. I disagree 100%. Now, this is why I disagree. I'm a risk taker. I'm just telling you, me personally, I'm a risk taker. I love to take risks. I don't give a damn if I lose $3,000 because I know I'm gonna get it back. I'll take $3,000. I'll put it into several stocks. You spread it out, right? First of all, you have to know, have an idea of where the company is going, which leads me to rule number 4. Only invest into things that you know about, right? One of my first mistakes, and I think y'all might have heard me talk about this before, is I invested in this company. I can't remember exactly what the ticker was. I think it was like ETD, ET something. I can't remember. It was an oil company. I know nothing about oil. It was the very, very first stock that I ever invested in. And the reason why I did that is because I just wanted to see how the stock market works. I just wanted to see what would happen. So I took about maybe, I think $200. I put it into the stock and that thing went right down. I'm talking about the next day. Now, of course, you cannot necessarily predict how a stock will move day by day, all right? You can't really predict that, which means that you have to look at more of the long-term plan as opposed to the short-term plan, all right? So day by day, you're thinking, I hope it goes up. I hope it goes, you know what I'm saying? I hope it goes up by a lot. That's what you want, but you can't predict that. But over time, you can look at a graph from the stock and see how it's moved. And if the trajectory has been going up over the past 5 years, it's probably going to keep going up, all right? It's a good chance that it might keep going up. So this is what I'm saying. Only invest in things that you know about, right? I know a pretty good amount about advanced micro devices, which is what probably my number one stock. That and Nvidia, which they produce, you know what I'm saying, graphic cards and stuff for computers and all type of robotics and technology, right? I'm pretty comfortable with that. I can, you know, what you have to do is you have to read reports, look at balance sheets and all that type of stuff, right? So I was investing in a company once upon a time called Tyson Foods. You know, they make like a lot of the chicken that y'all eat. That's Tyson Food when you go to Walmart and everything, Kroger. Well, Tyson Foods, they had a breakout. I think it was like some type of salmonella. Something was going on with the chicken. I can't remember exactly, but something was happening with the chicken, where the chicken, it got sick or something. And guess what happened to their stock? Boop. They went right down. So little things like that are what cause sometimes a stock to go up and down. It's really the reports on the company. You feel me? Now, another thing is to keep in mind that your stocks are going to go down. Your stocks are going to go up. You feel me? You got to have thick skin, right? Those little fluctuations, sometimes big fluctuations, you can't let it mess you up. You got to think long term. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, this is a marathon and not necessarily a sprint. So a lot of y'all spend a lot of time, which is going to lead me to number 5. A lot of y'all spend a lot of time watching all kinds of stuff on YouTube, right? Get yourself to a channel, some information that can help you, propel you in life, right? Push you further along the curve. A lot of y'all watching red pill videos, which is cool. I guess you need to learn a little bit about that, right? Some of y'all watching prank videos. Certain things that you're watching, it's not necessarily helping your pockets. Watch some stuff that's going to help your pockets. Me, I'm always watching, you know what I'm saying, different channels trying to learn how I can build wealth, which leads me to number 5, right? Always be learning, all right? Always be learning. Y'all know that my latest acronym, right? What we gonna go by for our mindset is ABG. Always be grinding. We're gonna throw ABL in there. All right. Always be learning. Always be learning about money. You need to learn about money as much as you're learning about anything else, because it's that important. You can't live without money. You feel me? You gotta have money to move around. To do the things you want to do in life, you're gonna need money. You want to travel, you're gonna need some money. You feel me? You wanna have a nice car, you wanna have a nice house. I mean, you want be able to go out and do fun things and these events, have the nice chicks or whatever. You're gonna need a little bit of money, right? I know the whole thing. Oh well, if you need money to get a girl, she probably ain't really with you. Listen, women are, and no disrespect to any woman, women like nice things, and women want a guy who has nice things, right? In order for you to get nice things, you gotta have money. So you use women as a motivation. You use material things as a motivation, vacations as a motivation. So always be learning, man. It's your boy DoitJack, man. I hope that this video has helped somebody, man. If you haven't done so already, make sure you like this video, subscribe, leave a comment, and if you have any rules that you think would apply and help out a younger homie who's just coming up, maybe he's in college, maybe the 30 and under, the 25 and under group, right? If you got any tips that you think might be useful, go ahead and put them in the comments, man. Like I said, subscribe. Also, follow me on Instagram at What'sYourHustle1, at What'sYourHustle1. Again, I'm your boy DoitJack. Haters, y'all know what it is, man. Get at it.